So first, just start by taking a couple of nice deep breaths and think about slowing down your breathing and try to match your inhale and your exhale. So if you're inhaling for 4 to 6 counts, try to exhale for that same amount of time. And bring your awareness to your neck and your shoulders. And as you take this next breath, focus on how your body feels in your neck and shoulders as you take the breath, and notice how much movement is happening in your body as you take this breath. And same as you exhale. And now bring your awareness down through your chest into your rib cage. And around the back of yourself into the back, into your mid back. Taking another breath and bringing your awareness to your low back now. How does your low back feel today? And your hips and your pelvis. And all the way down through your legs, your knees, your calves, your ankles and your feet. And let's just start nice and slow, even with our feet today. What I'd like you to do is flex your feet. Think of bringing both of your toes towards your head. So flexing your feet as if you were standing flat. And now super slow and smooth, begin to release that flex. So slowly let your toes and your ankles
Slowly letting your feet go back to a relaxed position. And then do that one more time, bringing your toes upwards towards your face. And nice and slow, slowly releasing your feet back to neutral. And then bend your knees and bring your feet to standing flat on the floor. And just take another quick body scan here for a second out, taking a few deep breaths. So we're going to start with our flatten. So first, staying nice and relaxed, doing an inhale first. And now as you exhale, flattening your back to the floor, bringing your pubic bone and ribs towards each other, tightening your tummy muscles, pressing your back down to the floor gently. Hold that for a moment. And now nice and slow, with control, begin to release in your abdominals as you slowly let your belly relax, coming back to neutral, and rest for a moment. And we'll repeat that one again. So inhaling first to get to an exhale. As you begin to exhale, flattening your back to the floor, bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other, tightening your tummy muscles, holding for a moment. And then nice and slow, begin to release in your belly as you slowly and smoothly come back to neutral. And make sure to rest. We're going to do that one more time, but this time instead of resting at the end of it, we're going to go right into our tilt. So inhale to get to an exhale. Exhale, begin to flatten your back to the floor, bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other, tightening your tummy muscles, holding for just a moment, and slowly begin to release. Slow and smooth, releasing in your belly, slowly coming back to neutral. And then right as you come back to neutral, going into tilt, rolling your tailbone forward and down to the floor, gently arching your low back up off of the floor, holding that for just a moment, and nice and slow begin to release. Slow and smooth, letting your low back soften towards the floor. And at the end of that release, you're going to go right into flatten again, tightening your tummy muscles, bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other, pressing your back down to the floor. Holding for just a moment, and then slowly begin to release in your tummy as you slowly, with control, come back to neutral. And then go right into tilt again. Inhale and roll your tailbone forward and down to the floor, arching your low back gently. Hold for just a moment. Now exhale super slowly. Begin to soften your back down towards the floor. At the end of that release, you're going to go right into flatten again, tightening in your tummy, pubic bone and ribs coming towards each other, holding for just a moment. And nice and slow and smooth, begin to release in your belly. As slow and smooth as you can. And at the end of that release, going into tilt again, rolling your tailbone forward and down to the floor, arching your low back gently. holding for just a moment, and slowly begin to release. Slowly letting your back soften towards the floor, slow and smooth. At the end of that release, going into flatten one more time, bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other, tightening your tummy as your back flattens to the floor. Hold, and then slowly with control begin to release. As slow and smooth as you can. And at the end of this release, take a moment to rest. Next, we're going to go into our wash rag exercise. So your arms are going to be out from your shoulders on the floor, palms facing down to start. Your feet and your knees will stay where they are. And we're going to start by turning, our head will be turning to the right and our knees will be lowering to the left. Make sure you have some cushions nearby if you need them for under your shoulders or your hands, your wrists. Also under your knees, if you need any pillows under your knees. So slowly we're going to begin to turn our head and our face to the right and slowly begin to lower your knees to the left. Your right palm will be open now, facing the ceiling. Your left palm is down to the floor. So your head is to the right, your right palm is facing up, and your knees are slowly drifting to the left. When you've gone as far as you can comfortably, slowly with control begin to switch. So slowly now bringing your knees up and over to the right as you slowly roll your right palm down to the floor. Slowly begin to roll your left palm up to the ceiling, slowly turning your head to the left, looking to the palm that is now face up. Slowly and with control, only going as far as you can comfortably. And when you have gone as far as you can comfortably, slowly begin to switch again. Slowly bringing your knees up and over towards the left as you slowly roll the left palm down, rolling the right palm up, turning your head to the right, remembering to stay in your comfort zone. And when you've gone as far as you can comfortably, slowly switching again. Notice the lengthening that's happening in your back as you slowly, with control, twist from side to side. As you continue to twist, pay attention to any bumps in the journey of this movement or any glitchy spots, and try to smooth those out. Really work for a slow, smooth twist from side to side. As you finish the one that you're on, bringing your knees back up to center. Make sure you take a moment to rest. And then slowly we're going to roll over onto our bellies. We're going to have both hands up on the floor and your forehead resting on the back of your hands. So you'll be looking face down to the floor. We're going to do the exercise called peekaboo. So both hands on the floor, forehead resting on the back of your hands. Now what you'll be doing is lifting your head and your eyes. So make sure you're cozy first, and then your elbows and your hands are going to stay on the floor as you lift your head and your eyes and begin to gaze upwards. Only going as far as you can comfortably, and then nice and slow begin to lower your head and your eyes back down till your forehead is resting on your hands. And make sure to take a moment to rest. And we're going to do that one again, only this time you're going to add in a small leg lift by lengthening and lifting your right leg. So lifting head and eyes again, and at the same time now lengthening and lifting right leg, only just slightly off the floor, holding for a moment, and then nice and slow begin to lower your leg and your head and your eyes as slow and smooth as you can. Make sure you take a moment to rest. We'll repeat that one again, this time lifting the left leg, lifting the head and the eyes, lengthening and lifting the left leg just slightly off the floor, holding for a moment, and then slowly begin to lower. Slow and smooth. Taking them back to the floor, and then take a moment to rest. For this next movement, your head and your hands will stay on the floor. As you lift your elbows, you're going to be gently squeezing your shoulder blades together. So your head and your hands stay on the floor and gently lift your elbows, squeezing just gently your shoulder blades together behind you, holding for a moment, and then nice and slow begin to lower your elbows, releasing in your shoulder blades, lowering them as slow and smooth as you can. Next, we're going to do the exercise called look over the shoulder. So you're going to leave your right arm where it is. Take your left arm long beside your body and let it rest beside you. We're going to do an inhale to get to an exhale for this one. So inhale and exhale. You'll lift your head, chest, and elbow, gently looking over your right shoulder as you lengthen and lift the left leg. Your hand and your head will come up together. Then slowly begin to lower them back down to the floor. As slow and smooth as you can. Once your leg and your head and your elbow are all resting on the floor, make sure you take a moment to rest. For this next one, I would like everybody to do it even smaller than the last one. So only lifting 50% as high as you did. And if you are able to keep your hand attached to your cheek, try to do that. Only if it's comfortable for you. If you can't do it, don't do it. So inhale to get to an exhale. Exhale, lifting head, chest, and elbow just slightly off the floor, and lengthen and lift the left leg. Hold for a moment, slow and smooth. Begin to lower your head, your elbow, your leg, as slow and smooth as you can. Make sure you take a moment to rest when you finish, and then repeat that one more time at the same 50%. Inhale to get to an exhale. Exhale, lifting head, chest, and elbow, lengthening and lifting left leg only slightly, and then slow and smooth, taking them back down. As slow and smooth as you can. And when everything is back down to the floor, make sure to take a moment to rest, and then we'll be switching sides. So you'll be taking your right arm long beside your body, bringing your left arm up, turning your head to look to the left elbow, resting your right cheek on the back of your left hand. We'll repeat this exercise to the other side, starting again with an inhale to get to an exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lifting head, chest, and elbow, lengthening and lifting right leg. And then slow and smooth, begin to lower back down to the floor. Make sure that you're looking towards your left elbow. We'll repeat that one again, this time at 50% the lift that you just did in the last one. Inhale to get to an exhale. Exhale, gently lifting head, chest, and elbow, lengthening and lifting right leg, just gently looking over that left shoulder. And then nice and slow, begin to lower your head, chest, and elbow, slowly lowering your leg. When everything's back to the floor, make sure to rest. We'll repeat that one again. Inhale to get to an exhale. Exhale, lifting head, chest, and elbow, lengthening, lifting right leg, gently looking over the left shoulder. And slowly begin to lower. Slow and smooth. Lowering everything back down. When everything is back down to the floor, take a moment to rest. And then bringing your right arm up to match the left arm, you're going to turn your head center again, so your forehead is again resting on the back of both hands. And we're going to do the peekaboo exercise again. So your hands and elbows will stay on the floor as you gently now lift your head and eyes, gazing upwards, holding for just a moment, and now nice and slow. As slow as you can, slowly lowering your eyes and head together. When your head is resting on the back of your hands, take a moment to rest. And this time, keeping your head and your hands on the floor, gently lifting your elbows as you gently squeeze your shoulder blades together. Hold for just a moment and slowly lower the elbows now, as slow and smooth as you can. And when your elbows are back down to the floor, take a moment to rest. And then nice and slow, you're going to roll back over onto your back. And next, we're going to be doing the exercise called the letter X. So you'll be laying flat on your back with your legs shoulder width apart. And your arms, if you have any troubles in your shoulders, start with your arms laying on the floor beside you and then slowly bringing them upwards only as far as you can bring them into a letter X. So, I mean, if you can't get them up to the corners, they can be out to the side. They should be a little further apart than your feet, though, your hands. So your body's sort of laying in this letter X position. So we're going to start this one with the right leg. I'd like you to think of lengthening your right leg, pointing the toe gently down towards the floor as you lengthen your right leg. And now notice how your left side will be shortening to help you lengthen that right side. So bring your left toe up towards your head, flexing your left foot, and notice now that your left hip is coming up slightly towards your left armpit. So your right leg is lengthened, the left side is shortened. Nice and slow, you're going to switch this. So slowly begin to point the left toe down to the floor as you slowly begin to bring your right toe towards your face. Slowly now shortening on the right side, lengthening on the left. And hold there for just a moment. And slowly switch again. Slowly now begin to shorten on your left side, bringing your left toe towards your face as you slowly point your right toe towards the floor, lengthening on the right side, shortening on the left. Now we're going to add in the arms to this movement. So you've got your left side shortened on the leg. I'd like you to think of lengthening your right arm now. Lengthening your right arm along the floor and lengthening from your back. Think of lengthening from behind in your shoulder blade as you reach that arm gently upwards. Remember to stay in your comfort zone. And then nice and slow, rest that length of the right arm. So slowly let it come back to just a neutral. And now lengthening your left arm. Lengthening it along the floor from behind you, and then slowly releasing the length of the left arm. Then reaching the right arm again, lengthening the right arm along the floor. And then slowly releasing that lengthen. Slowly letting your shoulder blade soften back to neutral. And then one more time with the left arm. Auntie Linda, why don't you try reaching yours out beside you? And after, you can let me know if that lengthened it and for you. I'd be interested to hear of that. I think that'll be more comfortable for you. So straight out beside, still lengthening from the shoulder blade, thinking of lengthening the arm. And then slowly release that length. Good, and we're going to finish today with some arch and curls. So we're going to bend our knees now, bringing our feet flat to the floor. And if it's comfortable for you to bring your hands behind your head, bring your hands behind your head. If not, they can rest on the floor beside you. Or you could even put the heels of your hands onto your forehead. We're going to start with an inhale and arch, rolling your tailbone forward and down to the floor, pressing your shoulder blades down at the same time and thinking of drawing them towards your tailbone, tilting your head back. Hold for just a moment. And now exhale as you slowly begin to release the contraction in your back, your hips, your shoulders, slowly softening in your neck, as slowly as you can. And then going right into flatten, bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other. Bring your elbows towards each other and lift your head and chest gently. Hold for a moment. Nice and slow, begin to lower your head as slowly as you can. Back down to the floor. Once your head is resting on the floor, then slowly opening your elbows. As slow and smooth as you can. Take a moment to rest when you've finished. We'll repeat that one again. Inhale and arch, rolling your tailbone forward and down, pressing your shoulder blades, drawing them towards your tailbone, tilting your head back, and this time let your jaw open softly as well. Exhale as you slowly begin to release the contraction in your back and your hips. Slowly letting your back soften to the floor. As slow and smooth as you can. And at the very end of that release, going right into flatten, flattening your back to the floor, bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other, tightening your tummy muscles, bring the elbows together, lift into a curled position. It doesn't have to be big. And then slowly begin to lower your head, slowly releasing in your tummy muscles. Slow and smooth as you can. And then slowly opening your elbows. Make sure you take a moment to rest. We're going to do 2 more of these. The next one we're going to be pointing both of our elbows towards the right knee, but our feet will stay on the floor. So we're going to start again with an inhale and arch, rolling your tailbone forward and down to the floor, pressing your shoulder blades, drawing them towards your tailbone, tilting your head back, letting your jaw open softly. Exhale now as you slowly begin to release the contraction in your back and your hips. Slowly letting your low back soften down towards the floor. Then going right into flatten, bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other, bringing your elbows together, lifting head and chest, and now bringing your elbows towards the right knee. Holding for just a moment and then slowly begin to lower your head. Slow and smooth. As slow as you can. Slowly opening the elbows. Make sure to take a moment to rest when you finish that one. And we're going to repeat it again. This time we'll be taking both the elbows to the left knee. Inhale and arch, rolling your tailbone forward and down to the floor, pressing your shoulder blades, drawing them towards your tailbone, tilting your head back, letting your jaw open softly. Exhale, slowly begin to release. Slow and smooth as you can. Releasing, softening back to neutral. And going right into flatten, flattening your back to the floor, bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other, elbows together. Gently lift your head and chest, this time bringing your elbows towards the left knee. Holding there for only a moment, and then slowly begin to lower your head and chest. And as slow and smooth as you can. And slowly opening your elbows. Once your elbows are resting, then slowly begin to lower your arms down beside your body. So your arms will be long, laying beside you. We're going to finish with one more arch and flatten, only we're going to keep our arms long beside us. So we're going to inhale and arch, and you're going to roll your palms open to the ceiling. Exhale, slowly begin to release. Slowly rolling your arms back over to palms down. And going into flatten. Bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other, flattening your back and rolling your arms inwards now towards your body, so the back of your hands will be touching somewhere probably around your thighs. And slowly begin to release. Slowly releasing in your belly. And when you've come back to neutral, take just a moment to rest. And then you're going to lay your legs back long to the body scan position that you were in at the beginning of class. And make sure you're nice and cozy. We're going to start with a nice deep breath. And taking another breath, and this time bringing your awareness to your neck and shoulders. Noticing how your neck and shoulders feel now. Comparing how they feel now to how they felt at the beginning of class. Noticing the movement within your neck and shoulders as you take your next breath. And now bringing your awareness to your rib cage, your mid back. How does it feel now compared to how it felt at the beginning of class? Bringing your awareness to your low back and your hips. Taking another nice deep breath. Noticing how your low back feels now compared to how it felt at the beginning of class. Noticing how much movement is happening in your body as you're taking these breaths. Moving down through your legs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, and your feet. When you're ready, without rushing, you can turn to your side, come up to sitting. We have a couple minutes left. So Auntie Linda, how did that change for you when you put your arm out to the side rather than, because I felt like it was a bit of a struggle for you to get it up here above you. Did it feel better for your shoulder?
Very much so. Yeah, it made a big difference.
Okay, so I am putting you under strict instruction now. For anyone that your arms are supposed to be here, you're just going to go to here.
Alrighty.
Because the idea of that one is the lengthening from the shoulder blade, which you can still do with your arm beside you, and that way you're going to be so much more comfortable.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,